Hello guys, this is Zero Transformers, or if you're from Instagram, hello, this is Aerodynamic. And enough with the intros, I'm back again with another Bionicle origin story. And today I'm going to be talking about my second favorite Bionicle mock I've created so far, Matro. And I'll explain more on why he's my second favorite, or the reason on why I'm even mentioning him. When it came to this character, it was during the time when I ended up bulking out Xeno. Kind of like a bulking out of the Hulkbuster similarity. When I built Xeno to be as big as Hulkbuster to fight Detox, I ended up making a smaller character and boom, Matro. But when building him, I intended him to be a new self-mock. But over time, I wasn't too satisfied with the bulked out Xeno, so I shrunk him back down, fixed a few things, and you can tell he's my new self-mock. But anyways, back to Matro. When creating him, I wanted to make something that was very mechanical, very different from what I normally build. And as you can tell from the body structure in one of the pictures, I ended up making him an asymmetrical build, where he has a shoulder pad on the right and a tube spiraling on his left arm. This was because the right arm shoulder piece, I only had one of left. So I decided to do an asymmetrical look instead of taking another piece from someone. This was also during the time where I ended up making something called Revival of the Past, where I ended up building all 6 of the Toomari from the parts that I have. And luckily, I managed to pull through. One of the other things I also did is I ended up giving him a whole bunch of red and orange. Well, trans red and orange. With the Borak eyes across him and the red studs. I ended up also putting a blade on the back of his right arm to give him some sort of weapon in case. The hands when I first started, I ended up giving him claws and a Matro, no, a Lego made figure arm. I did not. I'm having trouble remembering. Sorry, guys. But anyways, when I did that, it kept falling apart on me. I wasn't too satisfied. In the end, I ended up scratching that idea, but I remember that what Showgear did for some of the hands, one by one with the clip on the side. I'm sorry if I'm not remembering the words. I'm starting to ramble on. But anyways, I ended up doing that as an alternative to make it easier. And so I stuck with it. The overall build is basically an Nika with added on pieces. One of the most unique ways of connection I did was for the core piece. It's a 1x2 for the base of it with a 1x1 trans orange stud with a 1x1 trans red shield piece. I do not know what's actually called. One of you is going to leave a comment or not. Honestly, I do not care. It's a red shield piece. But anyways, how I connected it to the torso is I used 2 flickfire missiles for the connection. And the bottom one, I believe, connects to another piece at the other side. That makes it more sturdy for me. And originally, I ended up also giving Matro a little tripod with an eye on it, like a little spy. But I ended up disassembling that and doing something else with the parts. Kind of regret it. He was really cool. But anyways, what I ended up doing with him before I disassembled him was like a little backpack that stayed on him until detaching to go off watching someone for information. Sorry for rambling on about the build of him. I'm just trying to remember what he looks like. because I'm not looking at the screen. But anyways, when I went to Instagram, I ended up deciding to give him a backstory. Ironically enough, the backstories I come up with are literally like last minute. And thankfully, I have really creative ideas. The idea for Matro is that he's a bounty hunter that was built by a Bionicle improvement technology, or bit, factory. And more of the origin, in fact, was that he was built to be a bounty hunter going across the universe, hunting down people for a good price or for the treasures that he desires. So he's kind of like a controlled person, but has his own control. He'll do stuff for money, but if it's a treasure that he's after, he won't listen to anyone. He'll try taking it. And over time, I still stick with the story. It's a pretty good one. And in the store, or in the picture that you see, he ends up coming across the Bionicle, the mask of life. When he puts it on, there's a ghost I created called Gold Rush, where whoever wears it will be punished by him as an attacker, which you can see in the back. But anyways, he knew that was a bit much for him, so he ended up getting rid of the mask. And he ends up wearing a cloak to hide for a while. A couple of times he does fight Zeno, but usually an even match, since Zeno can't die. And then over time I decided to reveal more of his backstory. Meaning that he's more than a machine, in fact. It originally started with him being this character whose name really slips my mind. I really like to stick with Matro. His name was something else. I'll end up leaving probably a comment. Or not. But anyways, he started off as a Ga warrior on Matanui. He had a co-Matoran friend to help him with weapons until an accident happened where he got killed. Matro ended up changing his name to Matro. I don't remember what his other name was, though. Naumat. Naumat changed his name to Matro. Now I remembered. But anyways, after that, he changed his name to Matro and went to battle. An explosion happened, and his arms and legs were blown off, and all that's left was his torso and his head. Bit ended up taking the body and adding machinery to the limbs, and more machinery to the body and to the brain to control him a little bit. And the origin for that, I ended up posting on a picture where he's standing on some dirt. It's been a while. But overall, Matro is a really unique character. I need to put more story into him. Overall, Matro has to be the most... what's the word I'm looking for? In-depth character. Although Matro is sort of bland at some points, I still like the character. Even the build, I might want to try building an alternative version of him. Probably for 2015. Because you can tell this is definitely a G1 version. But when it came to the Mask of Life hunt as well, that was a contest which I started on Instagram, which has already ended. The whole point of that was basically to post pictures of Bionicle sets or mocks searching for that Bionicle Cannoli Mask of Life. I already found a winner, but I ended up using him in some pictures, saying that I found it, got a taste of what happens when you wear it, and decided to leave it. This is a picture I'm talking about where I talk about the origin of him. Not actually talk, I write about it. This has to be one of my favorite pictures. This is when I started doing outdoor photos. And as you can tell, I end up posting that on a slope in my backyard. Some of the grass in my backyard is slightly dead. Anyways, enough with personal lives. The main idea is to make a bounty hunter who's been through a lot and just wants to get stuff done. Sorry for rambling on all this time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment if you want to know about any other character's origins. And I am Xenomorph Transformer / Aerodynamic, and I will see you in the next video.